Y'all remember how I mentioned in my previous video that, like, oh, next time I might make a video, I might be in summer by the time I do that, and I kind of said it in a sarcastic, joking, like, tone, like I don't actually want that to happen. Yeah, so you're never gonna believe what happened. Anyway, though, I'm in summer break now, so hopefully, I'll like be able to come back to this and not let it die. So I decided to kind of pick something simple to do that I feel would be useful that I don't think anyone's ever actually really requested it. It's just something I have been meaning to do that's easy to do, that some people don't, it's something people like don't think about, but then once they realize it, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, I think I want to add that to my game. Anyway though, it's a pause menu. And this sounds super simple, and it is simple until it isn't with Clickteam. So so I'm gonna show you like what we're gonna make here. So this is what I have set up. So say it's just the default level, right? Get to run around normally, but then if you press enter, we get a pause here, and we can have like a menu that we can interact with. Obviously there's not much on this menu. You can just press start to resume the game, and that's it. You can scroll through. So obviously I have not coded much into this menu, but you get the idea of like what it's meant to be. So say we can resume, and then it resumes, and then as you can see there's like a monochrome effect in the background, which I think is cool. So yeah, this is kind of what we're going to be making, and it sounds really simple to do, but I'm going to show you the quote-unquote simple, like, default way that Clickteam pauses applications. So say this is just a default simple Sonic Worlds level with nothing to it. So with this, I think simple Sonic Worlds will actually have this coded in by default, but there is this like a pause thing right here. But the difference is this just pauses everything, so there's nothing else I can do or code. The only thing that I can do is press enter again to unpause it. So just like press enter to pause, can't do anything else, can't code anything else, nothing. The only thing that can be coded is to unpause. So it's really easy to, if that's all you're looking for, that's like super easy to do. But if you're actually looking to make some kind of menu that you can interact with or animate or something like that, then stick around, because that's what we're going over. So this simple default thing, in this version it's in a patches file. It might be somewhere else in other simple Sonic Worlds, but it's in here. It's literally just press enter, pause application, and resume when key enter is pressed, and that's right here. Pause it, you can resume when a key is pressed, or you could do any key, and that's it. And then at the end of the pause, say they have pause all sounds, resume all sounds, and then like over here, this is to get the pause image to reappear and go away. So that's really simple if that's all you're looking for, and it's actually kind of in here by default, but in case it isn't, then that's how you do it. But again, you can't actually make some kind of interactable menu with it, because it pauses it, but that pauses like everything, and then you can only unpause everything. So yeah, but yeah, what I show you here, that's actually what we're going to be doing, making a menu that you can actually interact with. So what we're going to be using for this is a sub applications, and basically what they allow you to do is create like another window or literally application on top of the main application. So it's good for like fourth wall breaking effects, but also pause menus if you get the effect right. So this can like either grab a frame from the current application here, or it could even grab a frame from a completely separate application. I haven't experimented with this, but it should be about the same process. Like you go here and you gotta pick the like file path of the other application, but you got to be careful with that, because if you move the other application somewhere else, then it's gonna bug out completely and not be able to find it. I think I actually did this for my canceled games collection from a while ago. I'm pretty sure this is how I did it. I had it like launch the other applications, so that way I didn't have to like import frames and stuff. And you know, that's how they do it if you've ever seen like collection, like those collection type of games where it's one like main game and they have like a menu for all that, but then you just launch other already existing ROMs for it. That's like how you would supposedly do that in Clickteam. But for this tutorial, I'm going over a frame from this application, and obviously that has to be the pause menu. First thing you'd have to do is create your pause menu. So what I've done is I just took the character select menu and I just changed it up a bit to be more like a pause menu, and I got rid of the screen size option because it was very buggy with that. Like this thing did not want to center on there properly with it. So for this tutorial, I'm only going to be going over like full screen. So like say I had to deactivate all this except the third one here, and I'm pretty sure these are both default, but if not, then that's that and that's that. And then that's just a sound cue for like opening up the menu. And then what I had to do here, if you use an already existing frame and it has some code in it to move to another frame, you got to get rid of that. You got to change that to just be end the application. Simply at some point have it end the application. Say if you click resume, have it end the application, or quit, end the application. That just ends the sub application. That doesn't end the main one. So those are just some things to make sure you have in your pause menu. Something else that isn't required but you might want to do is a window transparency effect. So you saw that like when I showed you this color, this background here was not in there, and you'd think you can just drag this away, but you can't, because then it's just white. So what you want to do is get a window transparency object. These literally just search up win and it's right here, and then over here literally just alpha color, pick the color that you want to block out. So literally like a green screen effect almost. So that's just if you want to still be able to see the game background, but like have a pause menu going with a transparent background. So that's obviously your choice if you want to do that. I just recommend doing it because I think it's still kind of cool to be able to see the paused background. That's that for making your own pause menu. I'm not going to go over too much more because it's kind of just more however you want to set it up. So this is what I'm going to use for my pause menu. So I have this frame. Okay, so this is the frame here that I'm going to make the pause menu in. This is just a default frame with nothing in it, no pause. The default pause is gone. So we're going to make it in there. So first thing, get your sub application. You can simply search this up, and it's right here. I believe this should be a default object that appears. If not, check the manager here and install it, or install it manually off the internet, but it should be default. I'm pretty sure that's a default one. When you insert it, it's gonna grab like a random frame. I think that's the that's actually the previous tutorial, I think, right? Yeah, where is it? Yeah, that's the previous tutorial frame. So it's gonna grab a random frame to pick and like display. So obviously you want to immediately set that to just be your pause menu. And then it doesn't matter where you actually put it, so I recommend like dragging it kind of up out of the way. And then it also kind of doesn't matter what layer you put it on for now, because when we create it in the code, you can create it to appear on a certain layer. I think I'm actually gonna just leave it there, so that way you can still see other stuff. But as for the options here, global values and these here, these are for sharing like values with the main application, and I'd recommend I mean, it kind of depends on how your values are set up or if you use these. Say like, I think Simple Sonic Worlds uses a lot of global values, so definitely check that. It uses lives as well, so if you associate the lives in your pause menu somehow, then I would check that. But then like scores, player controls, I don't know if they use these, so I'm not gonna check those. But it's really, these are just, if you're gonna use these, I would recommend checking this one. The rest of these, only check it if you think it's gonna be used. In here, we want to check customizable size and stretch frame to object size. This will help when it's full screen. I'm not going to be going over the windowed version because that's very bugged. So just if it's full screen, you're going to do that. And then the two important options, check pop-up window and model. I'm not 100% sure what all of these do. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, but these are the two you have to have checked in order for it to work properly. So, and then in the runtime options, uncheck create at start, so that way it doesn't try to pause the game like right as you open the frame. So that should be all the options for this. Now onto the code. So I'm going to create a group here and just put all the pause code in a group. So first condition, simple enough, just whatever key you want to be your pause key. I did enter for the last one, but I'm actually going to do escape. Escape and enter are very popular keys for being like a pause menu. I've seen escape be a lot of them. I've seen enter be some and other ones. So what we're going to do here, create new objects, create object at. We're going to go find our sub application, going to create it. The X and Y coordinate do not matter because it's going to be full screen, so it's just going to scale to the frame size. So it'll kind of just put it in the corner and then scale out to the whole frame. Here is what I was talking about with the layer here. So say I'm going to put it on layer 9, so it's on top of everything. And then I'm also going to get it to pause all sounds. So that way, and every single sound effect you have can be paused. And then get a new condition here on the sub application, is application finished. So this is why I said in your pause menu frame with the code, have it somewhere at some point, have it end the application, because ending that application is what's going to trigger this right here. And then from here, say we can resume all sounds, and then most importantly, go all the way back, find your sub application. We can destroy the sub application. And then I believe that should be it for just setting up the actual pause menu. So say we boot it up here, it's only gonna work in full screen here. So say I press enter, not enter, I set it to escape. Press escape. As you can see, our pause menu's here. It played the sound because I had that set up in the pause menu, and you can interact with the pause menu just as you would the default way. So say then I can resume, and then it'll resume the game. So at this point, you've created an interactable pause menu, and now it's kind of just any little effects or customization that you want to do. So what I did is, upon pressing escape, I triggered like an effect in the frame. Where was it? Frame, effect, set effect. I like to trigger an effect here so that way you can kind of show it's paused. So I did monochrome, which just makes it black and white, which I think is cool. I think Sonic Mania does that, which is where I got that idea. But you can literally do any effect. Like I actually want to try like I think that's gonna be, where's like a good, I want to try like a blur, and I want to see how that looks. Not all the effects are gonna actually like work properly, but they'll definitely make it look cooler. So say if you have an effect, set your effect to whatever when you press it, but then when application is finished, simply change the effect back to none. Or if you already have an effect on your frame for whatever reason by default, then set it back to whatever that default effect was. So now, going in here, let's see how the blur, I genuinely have no idea how the blur looks, so this might look like trash, but let's see. Oh, see, it didn't even work. Okay. So the blur, some of the, that's just the effects not working. Some of the effects simply don't work, but say, oh, okay. Say like I set this to monochrome or just black and white. That was working properly. So say do this. Yeah, so that sets everything to black and white. That's what Sonic Mania does, so I think it looks super cool. So yeah, that is it. I mean, that's really it. You've set up your pause menu. It's kind of just now whatever little effects you want to add to make it look cool. I personally like blur effects. Oh, yeah, I think that's code. Yeah, that's code here that's still stuck in the my frame here. That's just because I set the character frame. Yep, okay, so that has nothing to do with that. But yeah, so that's kind of your pause menu set up all the way. Pretty sure glitch works on the whole frame. I swear I've done that before. Oh yes, that does. Okay, so see, there are some effects that do work, some of them that don't. So really just depends on whatever effect you want to do. But yeah, that's that. Somehow I made this tutorial 18 minutes long. I'm sure I'll cut that down a bit. But yeah, I want to just get like a smooth start back into making tutorials. I know no one really requested this. I know a lot of people are requesting the Sonic 1 special stage. I'm working on it. It's super complicated to do. Yeah, I'm working on it. So bear with me. If I do get that tutorial out, dude, it's gonna be like a 2-hour tutorial or something, because it is not simple to do at all. So yeah, that's it for this video though. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next tutorial. Goodbye.